Welcome back, guys. The past couple of years, the NBA has featured a lot of international players that have shined, and in this video I'm breaking down 4 more players that I think can do the same. So make sure to subscribe if you enjoy the video, and let's get right into it. The first player's game I'm breaking down is Ousmane Dieng. He's a French professional player that recently played for the New Zealand Breakers before declaring for the 2022 NBA Draft. And at 6'10", 215 pounds, he plays the forward position but has defined guard skills. For the Breakers this past year, he averaged 9 points per game and 3 rebounds per game, and although his stats aren't eye-popping, a player with his potential deserves to be a top pick in this draft. The NBA is filled with tall forwards that play like guards, and Dieng is no exception. One of the first things that makes him an elite prospect is his ability to finish at the rim. He uses his size well when driving to the basket and can be a nightmare to guard for smaller players, like these next 2 plays where he knows he has a mismatch and he's able to take advantage of it. He's also a great shooter on pull-ups and has the right mechanics to stretch his shooting farther out. Along with his mid-range shot, he likes to take floaters, and at his height no one's able to contest him, and most of the time it's a bucket. The last strength that I've seen in his game is his natural athleticism. When watching his game, you're not able to tell right away how good of an athlete he is, but don't be fooled, he definitely is. He has a lot of bounce, and his ability to run the court is top tier at his size. With those strengths being said, the one thing he does need to improve on is his 3-point shooting. Like I said before, he's a capable shooter, but he needs to improve his consistency. This season, he only shot 27% from 3, and he's going to have to improve that to become a better scorer. And my comparison for his game would have to be Brandon Ingram from the Pelicans. They share a lot of similarities on offense, and they're both very smooth players. I think Dieng can have a similar impact on an NBA team like Ingram, and it's hard to speculate where he'll land in this draft. But if he performs well in workouts with NBA teams, I think he'll land from anywhere to the 10th to the 20th pick. The second player I'm breaking down is Sotto. This year he averaged 7.5 points per game and 5 rebounds per game, but his stats don't tell the whole story with him as a prospect. Standing at 7'3" and 240 pounds, he has a huge frame and he's shown flashes of superstar potential at the center position. Sotto is originally from the Philippines, but he has been developing his game more in the NBL this past year and is really impressed. The first strength that he has is his tremendous shot creation around the rim. With his size, he already towers over most players, but to pair this size with his finishing ability is very special. And unlike some players at his height, his scoring around the rim is more than just dunking. As seen by some of these clips, his super soft touch helps him be effective around the rim. He also has a superb jump shot and 3-pointer for a center. And this is quite rare for someone this tall, and it's also a good sign for spacing when he's in the NBA. This will be helpful for the team that gets him because defenders have to worry about him shooting and also his dominance underneath the rim. The last strength that I noticed while watching him is his court vision. He has a great IQ for the game and knows when to make the right pass. And from everything I've watched about him, I've noticed his game replicates a guard, but he has the size of a big man. You don't see this too often in players, and as long as he keeps improving his game, he has superstar potential. Even though he is a well-rounded player, he does need to improve a bit on defense. Because he's not the best athlete, he can be slow at times, and opposing players take advantage of this and can score on him. Whether it's from getting switched onto guards out on the perimeter or defending a pick and roll, he needs to improve his quickness in order to become a better two-way player. But this is something he can improve on, and I think if he performs well for teams, he could be selected as a late first-round pick or a second-round pick and have a bright career ahead of him. The third player is Nikola Jović. This year he averaged 12 points, 5 rebounds, and 3.5 assists per game while playing for Megabasket in the ABA League. And at 6'10", 220 pounds, he plays the wing/shooting guard position. Throughout his time playing for Megabasket, he showed out and proved why he deserves to be a top pick in this year's NBA draft. The first thing that makes him such a great player is how well he's able to share the ball and how good his vision is. He loves to get his teammates involved in the game, and he also does a terrific job of finding his teammates when it seems they're not open. And I think that any team that gets him will be happy with how unselfish he plays and how good of a teammate he seems to be. The next thing that makes him a great player is his skill set at his size. He possesses all the right skills of a guard by being a great ball handler, shot creator, and also playmaker for his teammates, while being able to do all this at 6'10". His handle is very impressive because he's able to beat defenders in the half-court offense along with full court, and getting to his spots is easy for him. After he's able to beat his defender off the dribble and get to his spots, he has very crafty moves to finish, like this shot where he makes this basket look easy. To go along with his moves with the basket, he also has a smooth three-point shot and a good floater. In order for him to develop into a star in the NBA though, he's going to need to improve on some little things like getting a better jump shot and also becoming a bit stronger. But for the most part, he's a very solid player and I think he'll end up being drafted in the lottery. And my comparison for him would have to be Franz Wagner from Orlando because they play very similar on offense and also are about the same size. The final international NBA prospect that I'm looking at is Khalifa Diop. This past year, he averaged 7 points and 4.5 rebounds for Gran Canaria of the ACB League. Diop is a center, and similar to Sotto, they both didn't put up great stats in their leagues, but are being looked at heavily from NBA scouts. The main reason for this is because of the potential they show and how good they can be if they develop their game as expected. At 6'11", 240 pounds, he's a true center with dominant post moves and also a modern style jump shot to go along with it. While at the rim, he tries to dunk almost everything, but when he's forced to take layups, he has shown that he has good post moves and soft touch. But another thing that has really stood out about his game is his mid-range shot. He has great form and a high release that provides reason to believe he can develop into a good shooter while in the NBA. Another strength to his game is how good he is on the defensive side of the court. His elite athleticism helps him rack up a lot of blocks, but he also has quick feet that help him keep up with players. Having quick feet also helps him be a great defender in the pick and roll, which is really good for the NBA. And every NBA team wants a big that can hold their own in pick and rolls because it's such a big option in today's offense. So all in all, he's a great option for teams looking to fill their center position, and he reminds me a lot of Bam Adebayo. From watching their games, I see a lot of similarities, and I think Diop will be a second-round pick that has a chance to make a lot of teams regret their pick. Well, that'll do it for this video. Please make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed, and also make sure to leave a comment.